Hey, it's Ben here, and this is an update for the week ending, or rather fortnight ending in this case, 10th of May 2026. Although today is the 13th of May. So, what happened? I actually did a video on the 6th, no, 4th, and then I forgot to test if sound works. I checked in OBS. I had everything going there. I could see things moving. So I was like, oh, yeah, it's working. It's capturing microphone. I don't know what happened. But I finished recording and then looked and found out that there was no audio at all. So what do you do? I just was like, in the busy week, there's absolutely no way I could just stop and do it. So I just didn't get around to it. And here we are now, 2.5 weeks later, giving an update. Things have been progressing okay. I've noticed with my audience on Facebook, with the boosted posts, they seem to be engaging. Yes, there are a lot of people who are being absolute douchebags and, being abusive and all that sort of thing. It's almost like they're taking out their trauma on a ad that's pushing something that would be of benefit to them without even selling anything in the post. So I don't get it. But anyways, such is life. So that happened. I've also put up a couple of posts that are more hand raiser style posts where I've got a few people putting their hands up saying that they're interested in the first value piece that I was going to give them. And in starting chats and chatting with them, most of them don't seem to be, or the ones who put their hands up don't seem to be my ideal audience, i.e., my direct ideal audience is IT professionals, experienced IT professionals wanting to get into management. Now, it also, the same process works for any person in a professional role who's got 5+ years experience wanting to get into a management role. I get that. But a lot of these people weren't even in those sort of roles. Some were people who had businesses on the side. Some were doing things that were completely unrelated and weren't looking at, a management role. So I don't know what happened there. Market fit. I don't know. My message is very clear. I always call out IT professionals, not even engineers, or I might say tech professionals or IT professionals. So it's kind of very clear in that sense. But maybe there's something that I have to do in that sense to look at the messaging. I'll continue to work on that. My next step is I've actually been investigating the form fill ads in Facebook. I've had a quick look at a tutorial on how to get it done. So it's a fairly simple process. I've got to get a couple of things ready for it. And next protocol is to test that. So I'm going to test it first with like a micromagnet style thing where they get a 1-page value piece that will help them get to the next step in what they're struggling with. But then on the back end, there'll be an option to upgrade to the program that I'm creating, whether I do that through the document or through another offer doc that gets sent after that. I've got to figure that out. I'm thinking through that at the moment, so we'll get to that. So those are the things that I'm working on as such. After maybe 2 or 3 years of trying to do 6-week planning sprints and working with that, I've decided to go back to 12-week planning. So what I used to do when I was working in an IT corporate role, and even just after that, was I would do 12-week plans for myself that also connected with my work stuff. So and it also correlated fairly closely with the quarterly blocks that we have from a financial perspective. So going back to that, I'm going to have 12-week planning where I do 12-week plan with the 13th week being a buffer, almost like what the authors of the 12-week year, the book, the 12-week year suggest. It is something that I've been doing even before I became aware of the book, I think in 2014 or something like that when the book came out. Previously, since 2008-ish maybe, for Jim work, I've been doing 12-week sprints, and I'll take a whole 13th week off the gym. And that was very effective for me in that period of life. And again, with gym as well, I'm going down the path of 12-week cycle. So that gives me long enough time to build up and then have a good week break and then rebuild the next phase. So 12-week planning for personal stuff, 12-week planning for my work and business stuff, and 12-week planning for my health stuff. So that's where I'm moving to. So I'm furiously working on that, doing the rest of this 12-week, which is, I think, about 7 weeks left in this cycle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 after this, 6 weeks after this week in the cycle. So I'm working on getting that planned out, having an idea of what I'm going to do with funnels. Yes, there will be changes and some level of fluidity required when I figure things out, like how I figured out that doing post boost wasn't quite working with my audience, maybe because they don't want to put themselves out there. Engineers, IT people tend to be like introvert, shy, don't want to expose ourselves as not, having our things together happens, which is why I was trying to get them to privately connect with me and have a chat so that we could work those sort of details privately. But it also brought out some of the, you know, um, people coming out of the woodworks and putting out abusive messages and things like that. And look, in the past, I was very deathly afraid of those sort of messages and what it would do to, my feelings and all that sort of thing. But I've been working with a coach, and she's been helping me work through some of like um, stuff, similar things that have patterns that have happened in life, and take the learnings out of that and proceed. And now, what I do when I see that, I kind of feel sorry for the person. I wish I could help them, but they are in a state where they don't want to be helped. They don't want to see even potential out of the situation that they're in. They've become cynical, skeptical. Skeptical's fine. Cynical, it's harder to help. Those are the learnings I've had. So I've, grown a thick skin, worked through that. Interesting things that the interesting comments I've gotten. Can't even repeat them on a video like this. So I'll leave that there. And next stage is to test this form fill ad, see how that goes. Hopefully, this will give me results quicker with less ad spend, because I spent a fair chunk of my saved money on these ads and they didn't quite turn out the way I would have liked it to. So now the form fill ads hopefully mean I pay for the action of them going through that process and getting the value piece, which to me would signal that they are more interested or high intention to be helped in that sense. And then beyond that, we'll only find out after maybe a week or two of testing to see how that goes and how many people progress from getting the value piece to wanting help with the whole spectrum of getting to understand their strengths, weaknesses, their unique value, the right roles for them, and then, write the right cover letter for the roles, do the interview the right way and ace it, and then negotiate and get the role and start off on a good positive note. So those are the things I'm working on. So that's on Facebook. LinkedIn, I've paused my thought, uh, thinking behind the thought leader ad. I might wait on that. I might actually just go straight to cost per acquisition, cost per click style ads. I've got to think through that. I have more experience with that, understand that better. So to do that, I need to get my actual funnel on the website done through my agency. I've just got to break down a few more pieces. They've already built the pages for me a while ago. Now I just need to get the tracking done, all the flow done, add some graphics, copy, all of those sort of things, value pieces in there, and then test the whole thing and send some traffic to do testing on the traffic and see what the conversion looks like on that funnel and figure out how things proceed from here. That's the plan, bigger picture plan at this stage for this 12-week cycle, in which I've got another 6 weeks plus a week buffer, is to get the funnel sorted, test this form fill ad to see if that is converting, and then at least get one sale. If I can get one sale, I know that there is potential here. If not, I'll have to reevaluate and go, do I widen the market to not just IT people, but experienced professionals? Could be HR, could be whatever professionals wanting to go into management. We'll figure that out as we go. But that's the update from me around this. Thank you again for following my journey, and hopefully you learn some things of what things you can test, and where I can, I also share my thought process behind why I've done certain things, why I'm testing something. With form fill ads, one, I'll be able to gauge intent and I'll be able to get results quicker for hopefully not as much investment as the boosted posts to see if this is viable. I should have done this in the beginning. Cost per acquisition, cost per click, that sort of side is more my strength from past experience. But again, I made decisions based on the current sphere of personal branded style things. So I thought putting content out there, boosting it, getting engagement, it was helpful in knowing that there is market resonance in the message, and there seems to be need for it based on at least the thousands of engagements that I've got. But engagement doesn't pay the bills. I've got to get clients, and now I've got to see if that is true for conversions. So we'll find out soon, and I'll share that as I go. Thank you, and have a fantastic week. Talk to you soon.
Thanks for listening to this episode of The Ben Solomon Show. If you like this episode, please hit the like button and subscribe on your favorite platform. And share the episode with anyone who you think might benefit from this episode. If you have any questions or feedback, please let me know in the comment section or at my website, www.bensolomon.co. That is www.bensolomon.co. Thank you, and have a fantastic day.